Bothers me.
Right? Yeah. So I spawned in London, which was interesting. I wasn't expecting that. And so I'm in that little house that we had to change the location spawn. Something's going on there. Or it was somewhere anyway. So there was a cool little house somebody built, and you're like, oh, cool, you're in this house. So I walk outside to find out where I am. And then I just start talking to Jimmy, and then I start getting murdered because it's nighttime, and that happens.
It's always surprising to me too. Something similar today happened to me because I died. I was trying to climb up on a mountain and take a photo, and then I died, and then I spawned in the same place in Landum, I think, as you. And I walked outside because I'm like, oh, let's go see what's going on. And I was getting attacked, and I kept turning around, and I couldn't figure out what was attacking me. And I looked down, and there's all these like little midget mob guys that are like attacking me.
Yeah, and they're fast, and it's just
I was just like,
terrible.
You know what? Screw it. Just kill me because I don't feel like
I don't want to go back to bed. So then I spawned into Genesis. We had to move the Genesis spawn because it was on the railway at the center of the world. Again, like congrats to I think it was like Class Actor, something like that is their username. Owns it. Somebody owns like the center of Genesis, which I just think is amazing. So we had to change the spawn because we noticed like somebody was building there, and I immediately went to, oh my goodness, security risk. What? And it wasn't at all. Which is somebody owned it, and they were building nice things. Like they wasn't even a bad thing. They were just like, oh, I want to put some glass here and stuff. So they're adorable. Anyway, so if you are hearing this, you're awesome, and congrats to owning the center of the first world in the metaverse. Anyway, so I spawned in, and it said, hi, and welcome to Genesis spawn. Either follow this arrow or turn around. Apparently, this is an arrow. Oh yeah, that's an arrow. You can fly. So then I can turn around. What's this? Oh, follow the glowing brick road. Okay. Cool. What does this say? I don't want it to be daytime so I can read this stuff. Follow the brick road. Watch the flying monkeys. There's flying monkeys. This is what happens when you work with an enormous amount of creative people. Super fun. Whoa, this got bigger. Oh yeah, because somebody owns this now. What the shit? Well done.
Yeah, that's kind of nuts.
Look at this. Okay. All right, I do need to be daytime though, because I got to get over to our place. There we go. Oh, that's interesting. Spawn, this isn't even the center. I kind of we're just up on the road now. So this is the thing. This is where you gotta. Oh, that's nice. Oh, look. More fucking real shit. Oh, hey, it's NFT Nick. Selfie time.
That's a really nice cape there, NFT Nick. Is that a cape?
Yeah, it's what he does.
I know. It's like a superhero.
Like Doctor Strange or something. All right, so I got to pull up the... Actually, you know what?
Really? He's Doctor Strange?
I think so. Yeah. I think that was the intent.
I looked for Doctor Strange, but I couldn't find him.
Yeah, hey, guys.
I got the cool version of Aquaman, and I think I'm just amazing because I swim faster than anyone else. And it's true because I really figured out a way to like swim across oceans, and I mean, maybe everyone can do it, but I'm just gonna pretend that it's only me because I have the Aquaman one.
I mean, all right. How do you argue that? You don't.
I don't know. So,
I actually have to pull the map up. So anyway, I was trying to get to Giant Barber was talking about the legend drop. So we had to announce in the Telegram after we did that giant video. They're actually just doing some more testing internally, and they're doing that on May 2nd, I believe, Jimmy, something like that. So that is not going on today, but we're going to be doing some testing internally, and it's going to be a hell of a lot more feature rich by the time we get to that. Thank you so much. That's super helpful.
Yeah, I know. They're going to do a few more beta tests this week with like a select group of people, so that's going to be kind of cool. So I think like when it gets released, it'll be really sweet.
Okay, so just caught this on the 2D map. We got to face south. So F3, look at the thing, facing west, facing south. And this is just cool. I don't think this at all. Yep.
It's really cool.
Right. No, Nick is in there trying to clean up the these things.
All the minecarts.
Yep.
What happened there? I saw that in the
Yeah, so people just started adding them like crazy because they can. And ultimately, what's going to end up happening is we're going to end up having to put a cost on them. So that's going to be the only way to really slow it down.
I kind of feel like if we're in creative mode, that we did chat about this the other day, but I kind of feel like these things that like cause problems should have a cost or something on them personally.
Yeah, it's the only way to intelligently limit it. Now, and we'll see, because there's thousands, and I mean this is going to make it so that the server is less easy to use. So if you're doing this, you're being a dick. Like, just so we're super clear on that. You're making it harder for us to get more people in the game, and like we'll figure it out. But like it's a pretty classless thing to do.
And I mean, if you were to do it without carts in there, then I'm going to get in trouble because everyone's going to assume it's me because I can never get in the damn cart, so I have to lay 3 or 4.
It's true. I will assume it's Jimmy. He's entirely minecart inept. Yeah. So griefing is a thing. Like, good job. You're a terrible person. So just want to throw that out there. That might be a little bit harsh. What are you going to do?
No, but I think like
we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out though. Like, it's a good lesson. Like it's funny. You should watch this too on Apple Plus. Mythic Quest. It's about a bunch of dorks who are building a game. Basically, it's our life. Only a comedy on TV.
Instead of a comedy in real life.
Yeah. But they go through all this stuff. It's I'm identifying with it way too much.
Well, yeah, fair enough. And sorry, go ahead.
No, it's all good. And like basically the biggest thing they figure out is like griefing is definitely going to happen. And if you make any way whatsoever for people to draw dicks, they're going to draw dicks. And I just had a Ken Bozak flashback, and it's just a whole thing. Hey, Brad, how you doing? So this is a weekly update. Obviously, we're weekly updating people on the 18 trillion minecarts that are now going all over the map. Because we wanted to open it up so that everybody could use the rail. And so we did, and now, people are just spawning shit to put on the railway that lives on there forever and starts sucking up server power.
Either that or we just let people use the dynamite carts, and then like after like 5 minutes they self-destruct. So like, I don't even think that's a thing, but that would be really funny. They self-destruct and you're never, and you get a I don't know. Never mind. It was a weird thought. Anyway, I just like the idea of things self-destructing.
Okay. All right.
That's all. Because here's the thing. I'm kind of annoyed as well, right? I'm like everyone gets annoyed, right? And we all get annoyed at different things. But like here, that kind of happened with the animals, right? And like on the EOS land, like I had help from Sue and stuff, and we made this like whole big permaculture thing. We had a few animals in there, like this whole like underwater like kind of permaculture farm with some animals in there. And then one day all the animals were gone, and I'm just like, okay, so now it's just like an empty room that used to be like a permaculture animal farm, and now I gotta go back in there and build something else, right? And so like I think if it's reasonable to think about other people. And this is actually funny because this is where my gratitude is coming from. Because, I usually unplug on Sundays. On Saturdays, I'm quite busy. And on Sundays, I usually unplug, from the game or from, I'm on my phone here and there. I try to spend an hour or two, helping people out in the Telegram channel. But today I went to the park and I have a daughter and she was playing in the park. And I look around and there's piles of tobacco and cigarette butts, and my daughter walks around and like she picks them up, and I was just thinking to myself, like who would be like, why are people such jerks, right? Like, you're in a kid's park and you throw your tobacco on the ground. It doesn't make sense to me, right? And I used to smoke, by the way, and I used to always put it in my pocket because I don't even want to throw it like on the street or in the ground, right? And it just got me thinking, like, all the people who throw garbage, like all the people who do all of this stuff. Like, what are these people thinking? It's just like, oh yeah, I'm in a park, I'm just going to throw my garbage out the window. And so I was thinking, it's funny because I don't always bring these things in, but I was thinking today for my gratitude with Corey on the show.
Yes.
I'm grateful for all the people who take care of the environment, right? Because that's important to me, right? Like, there is no reason to just throw shit wherever and other people have to see it or have to deal with it. And what's funny about it is that's the same thing that sometimes happens in our little metaverse.
Yeah, no, it's not different.
It's not different at all, right? Yeah. So, so I mean, if you're out there and you're throwing shit in parks and you're not picking up your own garbage, like, you know, if I ever get superpowers that I can see this, I'm just going to teleport all that garbage to, you know, your front door. And it's funny because my wife said, "Really? That's really nice," because I teleported into their bed.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna teach us a lot. I actually mine this morning is I said I'm grateful for griefing because it's educational, right? This is going to mean we're probably going to be, you know, we haven't been looking at identifying exactly who is doing exactly what action, right? So now we're probably going to learn. We're going to find out who you are, right? And you know, Gary says, you know, those spawn eggs should be made to clean them up in survival mode. I think that's adorable, right? I am very much in the exclude the small percentage of people who ruin an experience camp. If you're ruining the Telegram experience, I will ban you. And I swear to God, I'll never think about you again. Because it's 0.1% of people, way less, that are sort of in that mode still sometimes. No sympathy at all. Because there's the now, you know, 1,800 people who are brilliant. And if you take any time from them, I am personally insulted by that, right? It just, that, you know, very little gets me angry, but it just, there's so many good things happening in there all the time. It just sticks out like a sore thumb. And this is kind of the same thing, right? So the give griefers their own map. And so this is actually what I want to talk about. So like my first instinct is gleefully exclude some people, right? And if they, you know, bought something and they are mad and yada yada yada, they still own the NFT, they could still hodl it, they can still do whatever they want, you know, they could sell it, right? Because the experience is going to be critical. And again, like you can ask the dev team, one of my favorite sayings is the best rule is no rule. Like I don't want to do these rules, right? But at the same time, if you're messing up the experience for everyone, and if you're messing up the server that will allow us to get more people in, that's something that's going to be dealt with. Now, what Brad's talking about, let them have their own, Brad said let them have their own map. I've heard that there are servers that like create a jail, like a jail map. So if you're a dick, they send you to that crap, like, here you go, whatever. And then Brad said, let them have a fucking Hunger Games style map where they can fight amongst themselves. This is exactly for real, Jimmy. The Mythic Quest thing, the TV show that I'm talking about, this is our life now. Everyone has to go watch it. I told the team it was mandatory viewing, which is hilarious because in like episode 10, the freaking like leader dude gets in trouble because he started making mandatory viewing videos, but they were all of himself, shirtless in a hot tub. So it was a little bit weird. I'm not quite that bad, thank goodness, so far. But they had a Nazi problem, right? And so what they ended up doing is they put the Nazis on a server together where they could just be shitheads to each other. And I was like, man, Parlor is that, which is, you know, adorable. And so yeah, you know, again, like the there's going to be lots of different ways to solve this. But this is why I think it's fun. I'm talking to Wayne about the rewards pool, and we're getting, you know, the rewards plugin, and we're getting, you know, some good work done on that. But now, like, this situation is going to require logs, right? We're going to be able to see, you know, player X does thing Y 9,000 times. Oh my goodness. You know, we have to deal with that or whatever, right? But it also means that there's no reason why we then couldn't put like a cost on those things. You get one rail card a day. And if you do another one, that's like 5 whacks, you know, off your rewards pool, right? So we're not going to take any money from you, but you have to, like, we can make it a negative balance. And again, this is hypothetical. I started asking them about, you know, whether or not we could do this, but it also means that, you know, if you use certain kinds of blocks or build certain kinds of things, you know, we might end up being able to target those things for benefits as well, which I think is really good. So like all this is really educational. Gary, we definitely can't do the wall of shame. Dicks like this want attention. Like that would 10x our problem. But I love the idea.
I remember when we, like, it's funny how rules change a little bit too, because I remember when we had like the one giant map, and you said, like, you know, I'm just gonna send you to the far corner of the map, and you're gonna have to walk back. It's take you like a week, right?
Yeah, some guy was being a jackass during ceremony. Try that and see how that goes. I sent him to the moon, and I think somebody eventually teleported him back. But
Well, I mean, he was nice. The next one, I think.
Yeah, no, he was good. Yeah, honestly, and he didn't really know. And so, like, while my default is ruthlessness, I could temper that a little bit with kindness. Yeah. I mean, it is, I need to live by my own rules, right? Or principles, anyway. Anyway, so we can probably pull that YouTube thing up. We're gonna do the thing.
Let's have a look. So while you do that, we were just chatting a little bit before the show. So I'll just fill everyone in on what's going on. Right, technically speaking, we have Tech Talk on a Tuesday every Tuesday. Technically speaking, we have kind of set days for set shows, but we're moving things around a little bit, and sometimes we don't always get the guests that we want. So the original idea was to have people who could tune in on one day here and there, but like we're kind of gonna bend those rules a little bit, and so. I think Tech Talk on a Tuesday will always be on a Tuesday just because it'd be strange if it was on a Thursday. And we're busy on Thursday anyway. So, so we're thinking about maybe doing something really cool on Monday occasionally, because there's a lot of BPs out there that are really busy, and we sometimes have difficulty getting to them, and a lot of BPs in Asia as well that we can't get on the same time channel. And now that we've got shows kind of running around the clock, there's no reason why we can't do BP&Chill updates at any time, both of us, one of us together, whatever, right? So we're thinking about porting away from that a little bit as a regular series show and putting something else in there. And I don't exactly know what we're going to do, but Corey suggested something that I quite like. And I kind of want to try this. So do you want to explain what your idea was?
Yeah. So, by the way, thanks for asking for likes and views. You guys are fantastic. And shares, and that's always good stuff. So yeah, Monday, we were going to pivot away from BP&Chill. It was a great idea. We'll have BPs on whenever they are available, but they're quite busy making all of the whiz bang work. So, fine. And if we're going to pivot, I wanted to ask the question that what's the most fun that Jimmy and I can have on a Monday? And serve our kind of goals and community the most, and yada yada yada. And really, the first thing I landed is it'd be really fun if you and I were just building together, because I've been noticing myself that I haven't been able to play as much as I would like to. I'm getting the screenshots from everybody, and that's really good. But not even play, but explore, to really get the vibe of what it's like to have a bunch more people in here, right? But then also to maybe have a situation where Jimmy and I can just be building something together for fun. And of course we have a guest and they can come and join us. And so that's sort of our first idea. If anyone has any better idea about what we can do on a Monday morning, let us know. But that just seemed like a really easy thing for us to do that would sort of scratch an itch that I have personally. And hopefully be content that is also good. Again, because we'll always have the potential for getting guests on, and maybe even big ones. Probably not fucking what's his face? Did you see who Bad Crypto had on? What the hell's that guy's name?
I missed that.
Oh shit! I'm sorry, man. I one of the most intense comic movie nerds on the face of the earth.
Yeah, okay. I didn't see, but I might know who this is. So Kevin Smith.
Yes. Yeah, it was Kevin Smith.
So because they just released their NFT series, right? And so
yeah, dude, Kevin Smith. So we might not get Kevin Smith, but we'll get other guests that are cool. That was my whole point before.
I am not counting that out. I mean, I'm pretty sure we're gonna get some kick-ass guests really soon.
I think.
But I mean, I don't know if we could have Kevin Smith on here. There's only room for one funny guy on this channel.
And it's you.
So it's so not me. So not me. But yeah, I think, and I like that idea, right? And so there's a lot of and you also mentioned even to start, if some of the people that are managing from the project, some of the land and stuff, come in and maybe we can even go and build a cool help them build a cool gratitude monument on their land, right?
Thank you for reminding. Yes, that was the actual idea. It's just run around building gratitude monuments everywhere, and I totally forgot that in the 15 minutes since we talked about it. Gary's telling me to sleep because I probably should.
I mean, for me, I think Kevin Smith would be he'd be the best guest to have on the show, and he'd be the perfect compliment for me, Brad, because isn't he usually quite silent? You knew it had to come, right? I mean,
I didn't know that. That's like there's no. Anyway, so BP&Chill on Monday was EOS Sweden, which was, of course, our dear friend Anders. If you guys didn't know, like Anders is working for one of the best BPs in the EOSIO space, EOS Sweden, along with all the other 18 million things that he's doing, and it was good. Did you see the rail plot he built in Creative?
No, I didn't actually.
Oh, it's worth seeing. He's got one of his like little NFT wedges up in the sky, and like 18,000 sea lanterns, and
nice.
It's a thing of beauty. It's really good.
I mean, I just think it's cool that he's building Creative, to be honest.
Yeah. Me too.
And like that BP&Chill was really cool, by the way. Like, we're not cutting it because it sucks, but it's useful to find these things out, right? Like, he was talking about history nodes and full history on the blockchain. And if you don't know that much about EOS, you might want to go and watch it back, because there's some really cool stuff that EOS Sweden is doing. And if you're not voting for them, watch it and decide whether you want to vote for them. I mean, I think you should vote for them, but you should decide that yourself, not listen to us.
Man, I was just looking at some of the views on here. Okay, so we got to get through this. So that was good. Totally worth checking out, just because Anders is brilliant. So Top Shot Jungle, Brad here, and Greg did a stream. Brad's gonna be doing more shows. Greg has done more shows this week, which both of those things are just really fantastic. So it's awesome that they got to hang out. I didn't see that one yet, but I'm assuming that it was brilliant. Brad, if you have anything to say about that in here that we might want to share with everyone, please do. Tech Talking on Tuesdays. I got my mind blown right out the back of my skull. Like, right out the back of my skull. I can't even believe that was just Tuesday, because it feels like a month ago. Because I've had probably 20 different conversations this week that were organized entirely around this new capability that Nefty Blocks has allowed us to do. Oh yeah, Brad, we should totally do that. Okay, so Nefty Blocks has pack tech, like pack technology. If you have a collection, you can now put packs together and do pack drops and manage those pack drops and use Blender to do burn upgrades all on neftyblocks.com. And. It's amazing. It's unbelievably amazing. So that's cool.
Yeah, and I like that one too, because like you just kind of jumped on and made some stuff on the stream and everyone can see how it works. So I thought that was really cool. Rather than, because a lot of times we just talk about stuff or we have other people introduce it, but like you kind of work through it yourself for the very first time. You'd never done it before. And
right.
And, you asked good questions and everyone got to see how it works. And I think they quite enjoyed, seeing somebody else learn how to do it. So I think it was overall a really cool episode.
Yeah, it took like 8 minutes. Just, I was just kind of messing around and doing the thing. Oh, I am. Thanks, man. I used them yesterday to open my Exit Limbo packs. Exit Limbo did a drop yesterday. Got immediately into the top 10. For sales volume, which is fantastic. And I did pull a small, I think, narcissist moment. Congrats to Exit Limbo before I say another fucking word. But I realized that we were number 10 and we didn't even have anything on sale. And I've been a little bit fixated on that because I'm sort of amazed by it. Because like we're in the top 10 with Titans. And we couldn't be in better company, because obviously Exit Limbo is there now, Our Planet's there, Alien World is there, and it's pretty insane. So that's a whole thing. 2 weeks worth. Brad and I are gonna on Fridays. We're gonna be doing a show where we dump Aether into the rewards pool, which is kind of fun. We've set aside a few things to basically mine a bunch of Aether, and then every week we're going to dump that into the rewards pool, which I'm excited about. Yeah, there you go, Gary. Brad, only 4.8 million needed to upgrade land. Wouldn't be 4.8 million. That's some really bad math. It's like 4.7 something. So, yeah. Yep. So then what happened? Check this out. Look at the views on this sucker. Greg explains how to find your rail plot. Just going in there, doing work. Which of course, there were so many questions about it, and he was answering the Telegram. Finally, he was just like, "I'm gonna make a video."
That was it was a really great video, actually. Like,
oh yeah,
to go through and watch it. I watched it, and then I pretty much quoted it in an article and sent it out all over the place, because he made it really easy to understand. He pulled up all the maps that you needed to do. He showed you all the tricks. It was, a really good video for beginners. Showed people how to teleport, how to, go between sectors. And so, yeah, definitely, I think that's going to be something that's going to be pinned on the top of pretty much every Telegram channel whenever a new sector opens, because it was really well done, right?
Yep. Abso-smurfly. Giant Barber, what's the move? Hold ether or sell it for wax? If you have to ask, do neither or both. And that is financial advice. So office hours, aka ask me anything. I was just in there like building some stuff and wandering around, check things out. I had a weird time where I actually had an hour to do that. Media Moguls.
Just a second. My favorite thing about that wax comment is it's funny because like a friend of mine, he found out about what we were doing and he got into some wax and he ended up having to, because of the wax card wallet was causing problems, figure out an easier way, and he figured it out. And he's like, "Oh, this is pretty cool. I got a little bit of wax. That's good. The first crypto ever. He's never gotten crypto ever. Mails me up, calls me up. He's like, let's talk about this. This is awesome." He's like, I'm pretty stoked. It didn't get that much, but I think, and I told him what I thought. And, we talked about like a few more cryptos that he might want to pick up or he might want to get. And, the next day I woke up and everything was okay. And today with the crash, I sent him an email that said, "Dude, you broke wax." And that's my favorite thing to do. I've being in the space for a really long time. Like, what, huh? What, why? And I just always crack up. I'm like, you'll get used to it. Like, don't even pay attention to the price, It's like, it's just like, I picked up a little bit yesterday and I'm like, God damn it, I broke wax again. So
yeah.
So somebody else, please sell. All you people out there, just sell a little bit of wax so the price can go up, and then we'll be all good, right?
I bought the dip. I mean, like it's good. It's good to have some powder dry at the end of the day, right?
Yeah. And I bought the first dip. I missed the second one because
is what it is. So the thing with that, and I always go back to like the history of it, right? The number of 15 to 30% drops in the last bull cycle was like what, 6 or 7, and we've only had like I think 2-ish, maybe 3. I bought too many dips last night. So yeah, to me, like part of it is like just keep some powder dry because they're coming. And like I saw Novogratz, who's usually one of the smartest people out there, right? Novogratz immediately goes to pontificating about the fact that maybe everyone got too excited about coins for Coinbase or whatever, right? And that could be true, but even more like it's like buy the rumor, sell the news, right? Like that in stocks, that's a very well known thing. So but even that, like the excuses don't matter because if you look at the charts, usually it's going to happen anyway, right? Sooner or later, and we're still on like the 50-day moving average, if I'm not mistaken. I know for wax we are, I know for Aether we are, and that's just like chart whiz bang for this is still an uptrend.
Well, and it's the weekend, and the market follows Bitcoin, and I've never. It's probably going to happen next week, so brace yourselves. By the way, because I'm just going to say it, so that just means the opposite is going to happen. But I've never seen a reversal on the weekend that follows through on Monday. Right, you'll have a dip on the weekend, and you might have a pump on the weekend, and you might like pump on the weekend and keep going after the weekend, or you might dip, on a Friday and keep going, on a Monday. But I've never seen anything drop on a Saturday night and then keep dropping on a Monday. Now that's not to say it can't happen.
Yeah, totally.
Right, but like I've never seen it, and I don't think that anyone else has either, because I'm just basing off of what other people are saying as well, people that I do respect. But that's the thing, right? Like, so if it was a Monday or Tuesday, I might worry about it, but it's the weekend, man.
Yeah, that's the thing, and they happen. So Gary, this, and I'm gonna totally do this, but I think we should start making a list of videos that we should make that are short, right? Because this one should be a short video. So Gary said, please explain briefly what each world is. We have 5. Many don't know them all, right? Like that should be like a 5-minute video. but I'll explain this as best as I can, hopefully not miss any. So Genesis is Center City is where everybody starts, and that's with the cathedral and the blue room and the big legend thing, and we're going to turn it into kind of the center of the uplift. There's going to be a teleport hub, and you'll be able to get to everywhere from that, right? And so that's where everybody starts, and then of course you can go /MVTP multiverse teleport, and then the name of a different place. And so the first map that we created that is separate is the Genesis map. And there's an area that used to be that, and people are still sometimes going there and thinking they're in the right place. You're not, right? If you're still in, the map is actually called Old World because Chicken Cause still attached to it for Center City. If you just travel from Center City trying to get to Genesis, you're going to fail. You have to do the /MVTP Genesis to get out there. And Genesis is a creative map. So is Center City. And Genesis is where the first communities got pods of land grants, basically, right? And it's really cool. And that was the first sale, right? So when we talk about the Genesis NFTs, and we talk about the first sale that happened, I guess, a month and a half ago now, Jimmy. That's the Genesis map. And then we have Londum. Londum was a typo. It was supposed to be random, but it was Londum, and it turned into a meme, and we love memes, and so we named an entire map after it. And Londum is where all of the free land is going to come from the Genesis NFT rail combo deal that we made for the Genesis map. So if you have, as an example, one like level 1 booster, those are the Genesis NFTs. If you have one of those things and 3 rail in Genesis or Londum, actually people have rail in Genesis and Londum, you'll have one 50 by 50 piece of land in Londum, right? That's where all that land is going to be. Now, Londum is survival. So that's super fun. Watch out for the mobs at night. Light up your shit, and they won't come around.
Your shit, or they'll light it up.
What's that?
Light up your shit, or they'll light it up.
Exactly. So, yeah. And then, of course, we have Chicken Ka, which is where the CK7 live. It's our first sort of iteration test of what it looks like when you have a city. All the people that were originally in the server and got granted land equity basically in this project had it granted there. Chicken Ka is actually I think it's the Yucatan language for Western City. Because when we first started developing this project, I kicked them all out of Center City where we had all been building and told them all to go west. And so they went west. They're like, what should we call this place? I said Western City because I have no imagination whatsoever. And because they do have imagination, they turned it into a Mayan-themed, really cool thing. Yeah. So our mob is back on in London. So I think I was just there, and I think they tried to kill me. So that is a possibility. What's really funny, like Jimmy was like, why doesn't anyone tell me anything? Like, oh my god, the mobs are back on. I'm like, nobody told me either. So that's the thing. Many things are changing very, very quickly. It is the price of moving fast. What else? I guess our planet's coming. Gratitude. Thank you. So thank you, Gary. Thanks. So the Genesis map worked so well, right? Getting communities in to come and build and sort of create, like, seed that land with some value and some fun and some community, right? So we started doing it again. We decided to make this next one survival instead of creative. Anders actually asked to go out there, and so we actually put him in his build, which he did build 95%, I think, in survival anyway, out there, and that map is almost full, which is incredible. And by full, the land grants that we do, we give communities of sufficient size or projects that are integral strategic partners of ours land to start building, and then we can go in and do a land sale and land and rail and get all of the rest of you in there. So that's the gratitude map. It is very close to being done community wise. But it's going to be at least a month before we do any sales event there, just because we're kind of stacked up right now. We have to do one for Chicken Ka. There's a wedge in Center City that's going to go up for sale, and then we'll be doing Gratitude. But while all of that is happening, I'm going to making a target for myself within the next 48 hours. People are going to see what the Our Planet map is going to look like. The first map of 3 in the deal that we made with Our Planet to make their land NFTs upgradable to Uplift NFTs. So they'll be both. Is going to be called Swineland. There's basically going to be 3 continents on Our Planet, which is really cool, I think. And that's going to be a map that is the size of London. And will all be 50-50s. That's one thing I guess that should also be explained. The London map is actually a little bit smaller. It's a 4-kilometer map instead of a 5-kilometer map. 5-kilometer by 5-kilometer, whatever, right? And every single piece of land in London is exactly the same size. So they're all 50 by 50 pieces. Whereas in Genesis and Gratitude, we wanted to create a whole bunch of variability. And the Center City Wedge and Chicken Ka, et cetera, are the same kind of thing. So they're very uniform. So the new map for Our Planet, all of the land, there's about 5,100 little 50 by 50 pieces, right? Of course, there was 5,000 pieces of land sold. You're going to be able to upgrade your Our Planet land NFTs into an Uplift locationed piece of land NFT for 5 million Aether. And that's going to be really fun. And of course, like they're doing another sale in a couple, 3 weeks, I think. For another 5,000, that's going to be another map, and then a few months down the road, they're going to be doing another one. So again, at the end of the day, there's going to be 3 Our Planet collab, like mega collab maps.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited about that because with the Our Planet one, it was kind of like not everyone could just go in. It was kind of like an invite only type of thing, right? To pick up their Our Planet land thing, right?
Yeah,
you had to put your name on the waiting on the waiting list, and then they chose from that.
I got all mine on the secondary market, but luckily, look, the price for those actually ended up getting really close to the rail, and so I just swapped a couple rail pieces for land.
Nice. Yeah, I wasn't lucky enough to get the whitelist money.
1 second here. So Brad said 1,500 total upgrades. No, that's 5,000 total upgrades per piece of map. So. Yeah.
And scroll up, and if you scroll up in the comments a little bit, one of the things that I'm working on is putting this, putting kind of short articles, like to the point, detailed articles of all of these five sectors out into the space. 2 are finished. One of them was almost finished, but it needs to be adapted a little bit. And probably we'll have 2 more coming out this week, and we're going to actually port these over to the. There's actually a news site on the uplift.world website. There's a news site which is great. You can go there and check out like the running news. But we actually added a blog. So these are going to be ported over there probably within the next day or 2, because I've heard that the blog is ready for us to put stuff on, which is cool. So yeah, look out for these, share them around. People who want to know, definitely worth it. One of my favorite by far episodes of the week, because I've never met this person in person before. And only interacted with him, online and Twitter and other places, was our Wednesday Media Moguls. And it was also cool, I think, for Corey, because this is the first time Corey has ever actually had an exclusive with somebody who he works with in something that he loves, which is music. And that was Yoshi-san. And that was just one of my favorite episodes of all time, maybe. It was really fun.
Right? Yeah, it's 75 billion. Gary's one of the smartest people I know, but apparently needs a calculator, which is interesting. So does my wife. Again, one of the smartest people I've ever met. And if you try to get her to do math in her head, it's like you can smell the gears grinding. Like it's incredible and very fun. Anyway, Nick Costa said he would have traded for rail. I think I have another piece if you still want to. But again, I haven't checked the rail cost recently. If it's too high, we might have to sweeten the deal. I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting, right? And so I was actually worried too about, it's going to be $50, and we want to make sure that there's enough kind of Aether in the system to make the land value similar, right? Because like my sort of one of my major concerns all the time is we don't want to do anything that's going to negatively impact the base price of land, right? That's sort of like kind of an obvious thing, but we think about it a fair amount. And so we wanted to make sure there was enough ether was coming into the system to basically balance that thing out. Otherwise, it would create like a massive arbitrage, blah, 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 blah. But I'm not worried about it anymore. Those land pieces are worth bank, like capital B bank. Now, I'm actually really curious to see how much those combo NFTs are going to be worth. Like, will they be worth double? And that's when like things might get real weird, right? Like that, and who knows, right? And that's again rampant speculation. This is, of course, totally financial advice, dripping with sarcasm. Anyway, what were we talking about?
I think we finished up all the sectors, and now we're going to go back to explaining the contents of the show and what else happened.
Nice. Okay, so we did. I think we did all the maps. I should tell you, those are the only maps that you know about. There are more.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there will always probably be more.
Well, and here's people worry about it, right? So as long as we had a map before that was 60,000 kilometers by 60,000 kilometers, which is the area of Neptune, we will likely not get that big. So don't worry, right? And like the amount of land that's on the Earth, for example, the metaverse is going to be significantly cooler. We're not close to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're not going to have some arbitrary like, oh, there's only ever going to be this many ever. I'm not telling you that. However, again, I would say the top 4 priorities that we have is making sure that we protect land values. So if you think we're just going to dramatically dump a metric ass ton of land on the market, regardless of what that will do, then you should probably think again and watch what we have done. Granted, there's not a lot of examples, so maybe you don't know, but you'll find out.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? Like just having a look at the Our Planet, because I think the Our Planet is a cool idea, and I think I'm guessing it won't be the first, because I think once people see how cool this is going to be, other people are going to want to do similar things, right? And it makes sense to like combine different projects with land and different ecosystems with land and allow this type of system to exist, right? So just looking at Atomic Hub right now, the mini land packs, that's nuts. Like they're $600, right? Is
really?
The lowest price, yeah. So like almost 3,000 max is the lowest price. So I mean, yeah, it's not by far. It's not diminishing the value of anything. I think what it's doing is it's adding more value. Like, here's what I would say, right? Like I kind of like watches. I never wear one, right? But like I always kind of make fun of this, and I think it's interesting, right? Like why do people still like why do young people still wear watches? Like wearing a watch if you're a young person, it's kind of strange, right? Because like why would you wear a watch and carry a camera and like have everything, a CD player with CDs and a book of CDs and an MD player and a set of headphones when you could get a smartphone, right? And you can have all these things in one, right? And that's what the beauty of like technology has given us. The beauty of, and I'm not saying don't wear a watch, but if you're gonna wear a watch, like maybe you really like time, or maybe you like to collect the thing itself, right? But this is the world that we live in. And I think the same is probably going to come to the NFT space as well, especially the NFT space, right? Because why would you want an NFT that has one use case when you can have an NFT that has 3, 4, 5 different use cases? That's what makes sense, right?
Yeah, I kind of agree. What about my Apple Watch? Yeah, exactly. That's exactly point proven or something.
Yeah, the Apple Watch, that's the thing though. The Apple Watch has more than one function, right? It does more than tell the time. It controls your iPhone, which by default has another function.
Right?
I mean, I have a watch, but I like the way that it looks. I mean, it's got hands that go around, and it's not one of these weird digital ones that like. I'm sorry, I'm gonna get myself in trouble here. I'll just be quiet.
No, you can be a Luddite if you want. It's super weird. I like it. So we gotta talk about Media Moguls.
Yeah,
because we had Yoshi on, and Yoshi is one of our favorite new friends in the space. Is an ultra connector, is a musician who makes all sorts of beats, and made the bed tracks for the 2 new songs that I've been playing around and sort of sneaking releases out. And is going to be doing a big, huge collab project with me and Blue. And everybody who wants to be part of that is actually going to be able to, which is going to be pretty incredible. So it's gonna be fun. Minecraft plugin for Peloton and blocks that we've actually talked to a couple people about that, which I think is not crazy. Gary, so Gary knows that I'm exhausted today, which is why he keeps making cracks about me going to sleep. I had the second shot of the vaccine yesterday, and was fine. And then just all of a sudden got super, super tired. And this morning even I sat down in the kitchen and almost fell asleep. So I'm heavily caffeinated, but not at peak. But still, like it's not terrible. I'm all right. So yeah, Yoshi's freaking fantastic. That episode was fantastic. Everyone is gonna know who Yoshi is pretty soon, before too long. He works very closely with some very large people in the record industry. And is just a genuinely awesome dude.
Yeah, and if you haven't watched it, go watch it. And even if you have watched it, go watch it again and then share it around. Because when he talks about the potential for NFTs in the music industry and the art industry, it's something to pay attention to, right? And like he's coming at it from a different angle, right? He's coming at it from the angle that that kind of explains why it's important for people and why it's important for artists and why it's important for the industry as a whole. And it's definitely worth listening to. And you get to see Corey do a cool, build at the same time, which is really awesome. Yeah,
that was kind of fun actually. All right, so
there's one that's not on here actually though, and I think we should talk about that before we go on. The one that isn't on here, which is our roundtable, which airs on the Crypto Writer channel now. Is the Thursday roundtable. So we had a Thursday roundtable with.
Where'd that go? Did we take that? Where?
No, it's always going to be on the Crypto Writer.
Oh, right.
So if you go over to the Crypto Writer channel, you can find that. It's a roundtable about blockchain and art. We had quite a good cast. We had and Blue. We had the London Graffiti Kings. We had a couple of the amazing women from Woka, the blockchain art women of crypto art. We had Martin from .gems. I think that's everybody we had, and we had a really cool discussion and a super long discussion. It was actually like 2 hours to get through all of those people. It was light and heavy at the same time, depending upon what part we were going through, and it was super exciting. I think just to hear everyone's perspective, and we made some really cool connections. Corey, we're actually going to have the London. We're going to have Darren on our show on this channel sometime soon to talk about all the things that he's been doing in the space. He's a graffiti artist. We'll probably have Martin jumping into the Uplift game and building some stuff out for the .gems. It seems like he's pretty stoked about that. And we'll probably do another roundtable at some point in the future that's dedicated just to the Wooka artists, because what those people are doing is really cool. And there's a whole collective of them, 22 founding members and a bunch of artists on top of that, that are all women and all in the blockchain space. So it was kind of a cool roundtable.
Yeah, it was great. And that spawned the idea of having like an artist only map, which doesn't hurt my feelings. I think it's a really interesting idea that we're going to explore.
Right. Uplift Greg knows things. that's the best episode.
Yeah, I don't even know what that was.
So, I'm not even sure either. I haven't seen it yet. So I need to go back and watch that as well. I think maybe he was. Yeah, I'm not sure what he was talking about, but I think maybe he was just talking about the game and what's happening with some of the. With some of the FUD that was out there, I think maybe there were some people that might have been complaining, and he kind of went in and taught them, how not to get their land blown up. If I'm correct, I could be wrong about that, but I think he explained things like lighting your land up with torches, will keep the mobs away, and simple things like that. But I could be wrong. So if you have watched it, please feel free to hit us up.
Yeah.
And then you did another episode with him not too long after that, Corey and Greg in the. Can't even read
Corey and Greg in the morning. Da, 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 da.
I was going to say in the mooning. Sorry.
Yeah, what that mooning makes sense too. Yeah, we just had we used to do this every day. Like you're kind of the new Greg. Only we were doing that around science and politics and stuff we don't really talk about anymore. So we just had like I'm finding these like hours where I like don't necessarily have to do anything, and so I immediately like, well, let's just go and do the thing, which is fun. Yeah,
that's
so
fun. And you know what is fun too is that, like, if I'm the new Greg, that's kind of cool. But I don't feel bad for Greg because like Greg's putting out some serious awesome content on this channel, and he's the new Greg in a way, right? Like he's
yeah, exactly. He's the was for real, real.
So
okay, so NFT game day. We talked about legend.art. And of course, everybody got super excited about drop that was going to happen this weekend, and then we had to rescind that because they're putting in some new functionality and still whatever. What are you going to do? Oh, that Brad.
I know.
Sorry, I was just seeing that comment. So we're going to be doing some internal testing. I'm actually going to get a look at it. So it's Jimmy today, which I'm excited about. Sorry, you guys can't come. But May 2nd, we're going to be doing basically that. We had intentions of doing an Alpha 1 and an Alpha 2 test. And instead, it's just going to be one big, Alpha test for all of us on May 2nd. Which is going to be good. Like I think, like the art that's going to be available is from Ty Carter, who is fantastic, and it's just going to be some awesome Genesis NFT event or seed NFT event for Legend.art.
Yeah, and again, if you haven't watched it, Corey goes into a lot of specifics about the project and stuff like that, which are good. But I think one of the things that we could go over on this video, because people might not know, is how that Genesis event is going to work, because I think it's really cool. And it's like I forget the numbers, but there's some interesting numbers there. There's a $1 Thai piece. There's a. Do you remember?
Nope, I don't.
Okay,
Sorry.
Go back and watch it. There's a $1 Thai piece that basically lasts for, I think it's like 30 minutes or something like that, where we want to smash the server, make sure everything goes okay. There's a limited edition. I think it's like 21. Really expensive pieces that you can go in and you can get that are kind of open, and so like these details we'll go over them again later. But they're in that video as well. But I think it's going to be really cool because I like the fact that there's a $1 piece and there's a $1,000 piece, right? Because that allows everyone to kind of play the game. Now, just because you play the game doesn't mean you're going to win. I mean, at the carnival here, there's a thing where you got to catch fish with a net that like isn't waterproof, and most people don't get the fish. And I just think that I like the fact that everyone gets to play for free or almost free. And if you don't get the fish, then better luck next time. If you know Anders and you're connected with him, please don't tell him this event's happening, because he'll get them all.
That fucker.
And that's it. That was our week. There was a couple other things that happened in the week as well. With the site, if you make sure you keep tabs on the Uplift art site, the Uplift World site, and keep tabs on the articles. They'll start coming out over there. Most of them have been spread out across other places in the space. And also, we always appreciate if you can tweet out our tweets on the Uplift World and the Uplift Art that we make from Twitter if you're on there, because the more times that you guys tweet these out and the more times that you comment on them, the more publicity and press we can get. And we can all kind of win because, Google has this kind of natural search algorithm, and there's a lot of people out there that are interested in art, and if you hashtag these things and send them other people's way, then I'm not going to say who, but maybe people over in the Ethereum ecosystem might recognize that this is the place they want to be releasing it on, as opposed to over there where there's fees and stuff like that. Thank you for all the people who support us with the tags, and like Corey mentioned in the comment before, with this stream as well, the likes really help us in our stream. It helps our visibility, and that's what we want. We want to be visible, not because we want to be popular. We want to be visible because the more visible we are, the more enriched we can all be in this collective gratitude gaming experience that we all live in together. Sorry, metaverse experience.
Yeah, what he said. Yeah, so Donna just nailed it. I mean, come on now. Mobs are reduced in daylight, everything up, grow things deep. Cool.
My favorite one was when I thought mobs were only available at night, and I was running through a dark forest and I got killed, and I'm like, what happened? And then like that was at the time where when you got killed, like you lost all your stuff, and I was like, man, that really sucks.
Yeah.
Can we bring that back? I kind of like when people get killed and they lose all their stuff. I mean,
you can. I mean, and this is the thing too. And I was amazed when we were talking to Anders about it, and he just really likes for things to be hard.
Yeah,
and because then you value it more, and he's not wrong. Like that's a real thing. Even though like the number of times when we first started building Cathedral 1.0, the number of times that mobs blew it up, like I have trauma feelings about that, which is amazing. Of course, Anders shows up right at the right time. It's like he can hear when I'm blowing up his shit. That's what she said. Nailed it.
No, he's got like a sixth sense for that.
He does, and as well he should. He walks on water. So, but I was telling him about Dark Souls. If you haven't played Dark Souls is like you die and lose all your stuff, and can lose all your stuff, which is incredible. And it is if you played a video game, like a really good video game, there is a time when you want to throw the controller against the wall. That game has given me that feeling more often than anything. But it's also like when you kill a boss in Dark Souls, you feel like you could run straight up a mountain carrying a truck. Like it just, that like superhero elation that we had when we were playing video games as a kid, like the 2D scroller. Like Contra. Come on. That isn't a big deal. And yet, it's incredible. So there's that part of it, right? You gotta learn about how to deal with it, and it's not easy until it is, because if you ask Greg, it's fucking easy, everything's fucking fine when you actually know what you're doing, right? Anyway, so yeah. Oh Jesus Christ! Anders just said, imagine being a team of 4 people playing. Oh, wait a minute. Most fun experience in Ark. We raided a team and killed all they gathered and done in total for 5,000 hours. Jesus Christ. That doesn't sound fun. That sounds terrible. Oh, man. Yeah. That's why we won't let Anders do anything on your land. Wow.
Anyways. I mean, I kind of feel like somebody should just go kill this guy.
Right? If you can.
No, I like it. I think that's a great like we talked about that on one of our streams last year. And no, we're not gonna come kill you. But we talked about that on one of our streams, and Anders has I don't know now, but Anders has the top place for number of deaths, right? I thought for sure it was me, but yeah, he's got top place, and so I think put those two things together. The fact that he wants it to be hard and the fact that he died more than anyone else. I mean, that's perspective. It's going to be good. So, and that's the thing. Like, I think you learn tricks and I don't. So I think one of my biggest things right now that I'm annoyed with is education. I've been annoyed with education for a long time, and it's funny because this game and this experience kind of helped me figure out why I'm annoyed with education. And like the education that I like is the education that teaches you how to figure out things on your own, right? And I mean, I've done everything in terms of jobs. I used to work at a factory, and when you work at a factory, you got to figure out how to put things together. Sometimes you can learn a process. But like when I first came into this game and I was getting killed all the time, I had to figure out like how not to die, and I had to figure out how not to like lose all my shit. Yeah. And like I figured out the best way to do things, right? Which are ways that nobody else does them. Like I needed to cage some animals, and I'm just like, man, I'm trying to cut down trees and I don't got enough wood and I can't do this. And then I figured out, you know what? I'm just gonna do what nobody else does. Instead of like caging my animals in fences, I'm going to go underground. I'm going to dig a bunch of cobblestone. I'm going to make a bunch of cobblestone walls. And I'm going to like use those cobblestone walls, like what they would have done in, ancient Europe, to house my animals instead of the fence gates. And it worked beautifully. And it saved me so much time. And then I looked back at it and I liked it. And I could put torches on it and I can light it up. And this becomes an experience, right? And I think Anders went through that as well with his team, right? That experience of design and style and being able to like figure out is what's going to make this world great, right? It's especially in these survival zones, because you have different people that come up with different ways of doing things, and even the gaming and the economy and things like that. it's going to be great. Although I am a little bit annoyed, I must say, with Michael EOSIO, because it wouldn't be a weekly roundup if we weren't annoyed with him. But here's why I'm annoyed with him. He threatened to like bring a bunch of donkeys and like invade my plot on survival land, and then he never delivered because I really wanted those donkeys. Yeah.
So we were trying to figure out who did the typo with the up left out world. It was me in my Telegram and Discord announcements. And so just so you guys are aware, when you go to the upleft.com, which we bought, you get this. It's perfect. Sigh. It is good.
We'll see you all. Well, actually, do we want to go over next week? We can do that real quick because
yeah, let's do it because we got a killer lineup this week.
Yeah, we're not. I'm not sure about Monday yet, so I won't announce that. But we might do some NFT thing, and if not, I think we should just build a gratitude wall. Hey, if we don't have a guest tomorrow, maybe we'll just build our first gratitude monument, and we can go over to the EOSIO plot and build one there because we don't have one yet.
Yeah, and anyone watching, let us know, and if you want us to come build one on your plot, we'll do that too.
Yeah. So let me just pull it up here.
Yeah, there's an epic community drop coming with that. I don't know exactly what it looks like yet, but the upleft thing is like almost as good as Roundup. And clearly we need some llama sea lantern themed nonsense to make that work. If anyone wants to make some visual assets for that, they should do that. And also, I wish we could just steal that llama song, but we probably shouldn't, unless we found the owner and like gave them mint number 1 or something.
All right, we could do an alpaca song.
Yeah, but they're not. But it kind of needs to be llamas, though. But they were my first thought, actually, like having them draw a llama because llamas is close.
Fair enough. So Tuesday, Tech Talk on a Tuesday. I know you're super excited about this. We got our good friend Bonds coming on to talk about our planet fighting robots.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Like everybody started noticing the Our Planet land that got sold this weekend has numbers, like they're elements, and you're mining elements, and that number is like a number go uppy situation. Like that number is automatically going up all the time. And so I was like, what? I like it. I don't know why I like it, but these I think the sound they make isn't copyrighted. The llama. Thanks for that. It's good. We could just make llama noises, I suppose. Yeah, like I know it's gonna be good, but I literally have no idea what those things are for, right? So I asked Bonds if he would come on Tuesday, and he said yes. And but like what's the TLDR? Like what can we tell people? I said, well, it's about making and fueling fighting robots. I'm like, motherfucker, just take my money. Like, I want to go to there. So yeah, I still don't know what that means, but it sounds badass to me.
I mean, I just want people to download a fighting robot avatar and for Genesis spawn area of the Our Planet map to be a giant coliseum, but that's probably not going to happen. But it would be cool if it did.
What if it did though? Like whatever their mechanic is, it's going to be blockchain related or NFT related or both. I mean, they're not really different, but like that, So what that mechanic, there should be no problem bringing that into the game in a meaningful way, so that arena is real.
So I like the fact that we progress and we find ways to make this experience better. But one of the things that we did lose actually from the original vision was when we had that first when we had what is now known as the Genesis sector. We had this idea where the center point of that community area was going to be this like region that we would turn over to various projects on the outskirts. And now we've got like 4 or 5 different sectors that are built or that are in the making, and we've got this central spawn area. But like you mentioned at the beginning of the show, there's one now where we accidentally had that section was given to somebody else. But what I'd kind of like to see, or maybe in the future drops, if we could, is something like that. Like, what if every Genesis had like, some kind of cool thing, especially if they were associated with different projects, right? Preferably some kind of cool thing where Anders can't just drop people into the water and kill them
anymore.
So no, but I think like it would be a cool idea, and I'm just putting that out there because that's what we do, because this is kind of like our office, and that's why I like it. Yeah, I think that would be a cool thing to check out, because if you go to their site, it's really cool. They've got some cool stuff. Follow their Medium and stuff, but it's always good to have Bonds on, because he can explain what most people can explain in half the time, which is great. Media Moguls. I don't know that much about this one, Corey. Alan Grang.
Oh yeah, no, he's like a big time like influencer dude on the crypto webs. So I've met him. He just like found the Uplift randomly and was like, man, like what the hell is this? And like, well, you can come check it out if you want to. So yeah, like note that shadow. This is where Gary just told me to go, but I hadn't seen this before. This is like, oh, this is cool. Oh, like, oh, there's Baby Yoda. It's a
Nice.
Baby Yoda. It's the record.
I
love Baby Yoda. And this, like, genuinely is very cool. But it's not this.
No. Yeah, what is that? Right? Like, that's brilliant. I like that is yeah. And that builder is probably rivaling one of the best builders in the whole game. I tried to actually I think if I have this right, I actually tried to contract him to come and help me do some like Asian style buildings. But yeah, these guys are rocking. It's the same as the Hustle House guys, I believe.
This is Abby?
I think so, yeah, if I recall it correctly. And so yeah, these guys are just going to be rocking it. So like, if
nice. Dick.
Yeah, if you're not following what these guys are doing, definitely check it out, because these guys are rocking it for sure. Yeah, it's savvy.
I made the giant robot, Jimmy.
Like, I mean, this is like, yeah, the Robotron thing was pretty cool, but this is like Robotron with a body on.
Fucking trapdoor. You fuck. Well done. Whoa. Boink. And then we're down here. Oh, look at this. What's happening here? Fancy. See, rail plots. But yeah, look at this shit.
Yeah, that's awesome. He took the whole yeah. I gotta laugh at Gary though, because Gary sent it to our private thing, and he's just like, cleanup crew on aisle 7, and that's essentially what it is, right? We really do need to clean this up. So somebody needs to come in and clean this up. So please, like if there's like 10 10 empty rail cars, it's probably me, and I'm probably going to apologize. If you screw up, just go and say that you screwed up, and we'll fix it. Right?
I'm telling you right now, when we find out who these people are, I'm going to ban them. But yeah, like it's stupid, right? Yeah. Like, like fuck around and find out for real.
And I mean, like I'm gonna say it as well. Like, if you're like, oh, I just created 10 rail cars, well, and I screwed up, and I don't come into the Telegram group and ask what you're doing, because there's always people that we have tons of awesome admins in that Telegram channel that are open and honest and helping people. And the reason I like the admins is they actually have opinions on things that might actually differ from ours, but they're respectful, right? And this is like really cool, right? And it helps us. So just come and ask, and we'll do it. Because like, yeah, I mean, I would have much rather looked at this than you destroying a whole bunch of chested rail carts. So Thursday. Well, we look. Thursday we are going to do another roundtable. Quite excited about this one. It should be fun. We are going to be.
You hit the table a lot, don't you?
I did hit it there. Yeah. Sorry.
No, you do it a lot. I was just like, am I going crazy? Is there a rhythm going on? No, it's Jimmy. Anyway, sorry. Go on about the roundtable. This could be really good.
Oh, I thought getting a mic was going to solve all my problems.
Don't.
It's so but seriously, it's so much better than not having a mic. I had no idea what I was missing. So we're going to. No, I'm not. Oh, it's when I put my glass down. That's what.
No, it's when you're hitting the table with your fingers.
No, I'm not. Maybe when I'm talking, my voice is echoing the table.
Maybe. I mean, you do have a booming, glorious voice, Jimmy.
I'm glad you said it because I was. Roundtable. We're gonna have Sean Delant, and he's definitely gonna throw a shit ton of shade in my way because he's been doing it all freaking day. Because we might actually do a show next week, me and Sean together, which he's just gonna throw shade at. So I mean, he knows my limit now, so eventually I'm just gonna do something really bad to him. But I haven't figured out what that is. But I really like Sean. He's funny sometimes. And occasionally he pisses me off. And he did that a couple weeks ago. But we're still friends, and we got through it, and we're doing other cool stuff. And probably more so friends than before. And so he's going to do a show on this channel, maybe the Crypto Writer channel with me. We're going to talk about what's going on, on their plot, and also within the Crypto Finny ecosystem. But to kick it all off, we're going to have them on the roundtable. What's going on with the Crypto Finny release, which is coming up, I believe, that day or the day after. And as well, we're going to have NFT Joe, who hooked us up with the WOCA, the Women of Crypto Art people. He's a writer and for a crypto writer. And we're also going to have Jillian, who did a bunch of interviews for her podcast. She interviewed M Blue. She's interviewed a few other people. And I'm not sure who else, but I think that might be it. And
hey, spread the word, guys. I did just tell them in the channel the second we figure out who this people is, it's gonna be an instant ban if we see you doing this. And jail world, this. Nope, instant ban. Because this is exactly the kind of thing and I'm grateful for it. You're showing the kind of person that you want to be in a space that we're all trying to build into something amazing together. And we definitely don't need you. So just be aware of that. And again, when there's a cost, this will go away, right? But this is an interesting way for us to identify people that are not going to be quality additions to this community. So thank you for that. Carry on.
No, I'm totally down with it.
It glows in the dark. Jesus.
I can't believe. I don't know what I'm more surprised about: the fact that it glows in the dark, or the fact that you're surprised. Because it could be one or two. we should have foresaw that, right?
Oh, for sure.
Last one, NFT game day. We are going to have Michael Yeats of Alien Worlds on.
Yeah, that's incredible. I mean, that you set that up. That's just awesome.
Yeah, well, we haven't had him on in a while, and they've got some cool things going on, which is pretty sweet. Of course, you've got your regular shows on with Brad the Builder, which isn't Brad the Builder, Brad the Third, but I just like calling him Brad the Builder. We're probably going to do a premiere of the Jimmy and Sean show, but we're not going to call it Jimmy and Sean. We're not really sure what we're going to call it yet. Next week, we've got the Recurry show that you do next week. Greg will probably be in randomly here and there. Telling people how to do stuff because he knows shit. He really does know shit. And also, if you want to have Greg have a session with Greg, make sure you contact him because he's still doing those intro sessions for new players who are in the game. And all you have to do is go into our Telegram, reach out to at Greg Smithwick or at Uplift Greg, and you'll get in there. And that's all I got for next week.
Awesome.
For right now.
Cool beans.
Oops. Actually, we do have one more announcement, which will happen in.
Oh, hey.
He's right. 1 hour, right?
What?
1 hour, right?
What's going on in an hour?
Don't we have the weekly gratitude ceremony?
That's in 8 minutes.
Oh.
I, in fact, have to go and set that up.
Okay, cool. So we'll see you guys all tomorrow. Thank you very much, and good luck with the mob hacking.